Now that Jacob and Emily have learned all about reproduction and pregnancy, let's check back in with them and see what they are going to learn next about sex and relationships. It's just about time for family life class at school, and after that field trip to the health fair yesterday, everyone's head is reeling with tons of questions about all of the new information they learned. The room is buzzing as the students curiously nudge each other with questions. Let's listen up. It sounds like Dylan, Emily and Jacob's classmate, has something to say. So, yesterday at the health fair, the presenter told us that the only 100% way to prevent pregnancy is abstinence, or no sex. But what if you don't want to be abstinent? What if you want to have sex? Lucy, another classmate, chimed in. I know! I was thinking the same thing. Do you think there are other ways to prevent pregnancy? Emily and Jacob look at each other thinking, how else can pregnancy be prevented? Just then, Miss Valentine, their family life teacher, walks in. Let's tune into class and see if she has an answer to Jacob and Emily's question. Good morning, class. Today, we are going to learn about contraception. Well, you learned yesterday that abstinence is the only 100% effective method of preventing pregnancy. For people who are sexually active, pregnancy can still be prevented to a certain degree with the proper use of different contraceptive methods. Now, I know you all must have many questions, so let's begin. What do you want to learn about contraception? Okay, so I heard about this thing called a pill. How can a little pill prevent pregnancy? That's an excellent question, Lucy. Why don't we talk about the birth control pill? Also known as, the pill. The birth control pill is a daily pill that contains one or more hormones, including estrogen, taken over the 21 or 28 days of a typical monthly cycle. It suppresses ovulation. It can also thicken the mucus around the cervix and thin the lining of the uterus. Now, women still have menstrual periods while they are on the pill, although some types of pills may alter the frequency of these periods. Pills have to be taken very regularly, otherwise a woman's own body might override the pill and produce an egg. A woman needs a doctor's prescription to take the pill. These prescriptions may be acquired through Planned Parenthood. Now, although parental consent is not required, a physician may exercise discretion in determining whether or not to prescribe the pill after conducting a physical exam. However, if you are on your parents' health insurance, your medical visits and prescriptions may be billed to their insurance. 1 month's worth of pills can cost anywhere from $15 to $50. Okay, so what then about the birth control patch? Is that any different from the birth control pill? Now that's a great question, Emily. Let's talk about the birth control patch. Also known as, the patch. Now, in principle, it works the same way. But unlike the pill, the patch is used externally. Women apply a small, thin square patch weekly to the skin of the abdomen, buttocks, upper arm, or upper torso. The patch releases the same hormones into the bloodstream as the pill and has the same effect on the female body, and therefore must also be applied regularly. A woman needs a doctor's prescription as well to get the patch. These prescriptions may also be acquired through Planned Parenthood. And although parental consent is not required, a physician may exercise discretion in determining whether or not to prescribe the pill after conducting a physical exam. 1 month's worth of the patch can cost anywhere from $15 to $80. Whoa. Hold up. What about condoms? I thought that was one of the most commonly used forms of contraception, right? You are right, Dylan. The most commonly used form of barrier contraceptive is in fact the male condom. So let's talk about it. What is it? Well, a condom is a rubber glove that fits on the man's erect penis when sexually excited. It works to trap the semen, and prevent it from being released into the vagina. When using a condom to practice safe sex, it is important to use it from the start to the very finish of the sexual activity. A new condom must also be used every single time. Condoms are available in drug or grocery stores for about 50 cents to $1 and are also often available in family planning clinics for free. These are all excellent questions, you guys. However, there are a few more contraceptive methods which you perhaps may not have heard as much about. So now let's talk about the intrauterine device. This is also called the IUD. So what is the IUD? Intrauterine devices are small pieces of T-shaped metal or plastic which are inserted into the woman's uterus from the vagina by a physician and remain there afterwards. They can prevent pregnancy by affecting how sperm move to prevent it from fertilizing the egg. IUDs also change the lining of the uterus to prevent the egg from implanting, even if it is fertilized. Protection with an IUD can cost anywhere from about $175 to $500, and they typically last about 5 to 12 years. But, Miss Valentine, what if you have sex unexpectedly without using any contraception? Or what if a condom breaks? Are you going to get pregnant then? Now that's a really good question, Emily. Fortunately, there is something called emergency contraception. This is also known as the morning after pill. Now, this pill contains a really high dosage of the same hormones found in regular birth control pills. If it is taken within 72 hours after having unprotected sex, it can keep a fertilized egg from implanting in the wall of the uterus. The sooner it is taken, the more likely the pill will be successful. In most cases, morning after pills, such as Plan B, must also be prescribed by a doctor and cost anywhere between $8 to $35. Okay, so these are a lot of different types of contraception. But what about simple withdrawal? Doesn't that work? Well, Jacob, while you might think that this would work, this is not always the case. So let's talk about it. Withdrawal, or pulling out, is when a man removes his penis from a woman's vagina just before he ejaculates in an attempt to keep sperm from entering the vagina. However, withdrawal is not an effective method to prevent pregnancy because sperm can still leak out of the penis even before ejaculation, and the woman therefore can still get pregnant. So what then is the relative effectiveness of all of these different contraceptive methods? Now that's an excellent question, Jacob. Let's talk about these relative efficiencies. As we discussed earlier, while most of these methods of contraception are effective, none are 100% effective in preventing pregnancy. Abstinence is the only 100% effective way. However, the IUD is effective more than 99% of the time, while the morning after pill is also about 99% effective. The birth control pill and the birth control patch are both about 93.5% effective, while the male condom is only about 85% effective. Withdrawal, not surprisingly, is less than that, 73% effective in fact. And no protection, finally, which is to be expected, is only about 15% effective. Wow, Emily, that's a lot of different types of contraception. I guess there really are different methods of preventing pregnancy. You're right, Jacob. It's definitely nice to know that there are ways that pregnancy can be prevented, especially in emergency situations. I know. I definitely feel a bit more comfortable and prepared about this whole pregnancy thing. I definitely feel more informed. Me too. Now we have all the tools we need to be careful and responsible about sex and relationships. The end.